It's just like a hobby, I guess. All right, well, what's up, everybody? We're gonna bore the wife with Freeecad today.
I know I might just go back to bed.
So you got sick, went to bed at like 7 last night, and now you're awake with me at 5 in the morning.
Yep. I didn't finish all of my 75 hard things yesterday. I had to drink water and still read because I got a migraine halfway through reading my book. So yeah, I had to leave work and then just went straight to bed. Yep. And then woke up at 2 a.m. to finish everything. And now here I am. What time is it? 5? 5:15?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's going to make for a long night at work again tonight, I guess.
Yep. Well, today I broke my RC car again, so I'm going to make this part for it and 3D print it, which is just like, it's like this little thing right here. It's going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't. I don't have a bigger scene. So there we go. See that thing? See right over here, this little area is like I don't know, the control arm sits in here and it broke out. I jumped it. So that's what we're going to make today. So are you familiar with what we're doing at all?
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Freecad. Do you know what CAD is?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm going to teach you how to CAD today.
I don't want to learn.
Too bad.
I don't have the brain power.
CAD is, do you know what CAD stands for?
I think I'm sure Declan's told me. I can't remember.
It's like computer aided design or computer aided drawing.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something way more intricate or some other interesting wording. That's pretty simple.
Okay, so yeah, so it's just all we're doing is drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, the thing is that we're defining things in space.
Mm-hmm.
With this is called a parametric CAD, and what that means is that everything is defined by length.
I can only see you through this little space.
Yeah,
It's bugging me.
I can't decide where the
Can I move
camera
that?
is.
Or is that filming you?
That's filming me.
Oh. Can I move?
Yeah, you can move.
It's bugging me because I can only see just through this little
Do you
tiny
want to
slot.
move over there by that guitar? I can adjust your camera.
I don't think I need to move that far. Now I can see you, so.
Oh, that works then. Let's see. Let's go to your camera here.
Sorry, I don't mean to
It's all right.
ruin everything. I'm just like trying to look at you and listen, and I can't.
Yeah, it's fine. You can sit wherever. Oh, I went the wrong way. I'll just readjust this a little so it's not getting the whole room.
There we go.
Anyway, so yeah, CAD is a it's just like a drawing program, that's all. So
Right.
let's go to, I'm just going to make a sketch here on the XY plane. So all this is doing is just attaching, this sketch is attached to an imaginary plane, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so that it defines it.
You're dealing with all the dimensions.
Yeah, so let's just imagine we're putting a shape in space. So in an empty space,
Mm-hmm.
but we're defining where it is. So in that space, we have a 0 point.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's what this point is right here, this 0 point.
Right.
And then if we go 10 millimeters away from that point, we're saying our object is going to be stuck 10 millimeters away from that point. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So we're going to make a bunch of points. That way, if I put an object right here, and I want another object that's 10 millimeters away over here, or 20, then together they will be defined and stuck that far away from each other. So everything will be where it's supposed to be in the exact size.
Okay.
That way, when I take this file, I can transfer it to a 3D printer, and the 3D printer will print it in real life that exact size. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So all we're going to do, so up here we have these tools. There's this thing called a polyline, and all that it is it's just going to make a string of lines. So a dot, so I click and I make a dot, and I'm just looking at my sketch here to figure out what do I want to draw first. I think what I want to do is this.
So you sketched it out on your own.
Yeah. So I have like this piece of paper here that's like, it's all, chicken scratched out.
Okay. With the dimensions and the measurements and all that.
Yeah. I also have the part and the calipers, because usually I forget one dimension. And so basically everything on here, I've just written down like how big it all is.
Right. Okay.
And so now I just need to get that on the computer. So I'm going to start with this shape. And basically it's going to be a little bit different than this. Let's see. Actually, let's do it like this. So it goes straight over like this. And then it goes down to something like this. And it goes straight over and then down. So I'm just kind of copying it. And you see how I'm not really worried about it being exactly perfect yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm going to do that later. Okay, so now I've got all that. Now I need a round shape for this part.
Mm-hmm.
So on Freeecad, you can just push M 3 times and it will give me a curve.
That's cool.
So I'll just curve it around and we'll have to redo that later. And then it puts me back into I have a problem here. Let's see. Can I undo that curve? Except why isn't it? Okay, let's start over. So what I need to do here, okay, let's start over again. Let's see. Sometimes this program can be tricky. I need to go over one and then go. Yeah, there we go. So I need to somehow get this to curve, but then give me a straight enough line, because this is where it's going to get hard, because this now needs to curve. What happened? Let's see, this needs to curve over to here. This is going to look weird for a second, but that's how the program makes me do it until I can make this smaller. Make this smaller. Because it just gets weird. It doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Until you can fully define it. Okay, so this needs to go back up there. There we go. So we're starting to get somewhere closer now. Yeah, it's going to just do... Oh, this thing needs to not be here. So we need to get rid of that because we don't want that. And then this and this needs to be the same point. So we come up and push this button, which constrains them. But it can't be tangential, I think is what that is. That word is the tangent or something. Okay, so we're getting closer to our shape here.
It's looking like Cat Dog or whatever that dog cat show from Nickelodeon. Oh, you never had Nickelodeon, huh?
Not really, no. Let's make this one flat like that. So, okay, so see, and I already missed a dimension. So I always miss like one dimension that I need and mess it up, at least one. So that's why I have the calipers here. So I have most of it written down. So all we're going to do is draw our basic shape like this. And then we're going to do something called padding it, which what padding does is it takes a 2D shape and turns it into a 3D shape.
Right.
In one direction. So it just kind of extrudes it out.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I'm going to do something else too. Let's see. Let's zero this. I don't know if this thing is set up right, but let me hold on a second. 'cause I can't stand doing this without music either. I have to put on some music. So I don't know if you want to like turn on. Oh, let's see.
You want me to turn on music in the room?
You can turn on that. I don't know if you want to listen to it or not.
Yeah, I do, because it is a little quiet.
You can turn on that thing, or you could put it in headphones. Turn that on. Is that connected to this?
I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta see what my drum's connected to, 'cause it's not connecting to my Wi-Fi. It's not connecting to my phone either.
Is it normally?
I mean, it's not connecting to my iPad. I can't see it in here. I don't think it's set up to connect in here, but I need to be able to see it to connect it, you know? Let me try turning it off and on again.
Why do you need your drums to be on?
Because I Bluetooth in through the drums into the system.
Oh.
It's like, okay, so the length before the curve is about 34 millimeters. So this line right here needs to be 34 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to start to figure this out. And I don't know how big I want these circles to be. So let's figure out how big this line should be here, which it should be smaller, like these. These should be in here more. So that length there is what? I don't think I defined that length either. That length there is 20 millimeters. So 20. Because I have to push pairing on the drums because it's a new device. So, yeah. So if the thing is I can plug it in here with that wire, but then that only goes to the headphones.
Oh, okay.
So if I go through the drums, it'll go to them.
Well, you don't need to play the music to me then. If it's too much of a hassle.
No, it's fine. I got it now. What kind of music do you want to listen to?
I don't know. What do you put on? Usually.
I usually just put in like
just
royalty
whatever free. Yeah.
Royalty free music, and then like whatever playlist like this one. You don't care?
No, I don't care. Jazzy.
Just some kind of background. Can you hear it now through there?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So that'll help me. Okay. So basically now these need to be a lot smaller. How big are these? I think I measured these. Let's look at the measurement. 6. So this needs to be 6 millimeters. Wow, it already is. And then this one needs to be 6 millimeters. Oops. That's not what I wanted.
How come it's not saying that you're... I thought I was subscribed. Oh, there it is.
Not subscribed to my YouTubes.
I am.
Okay, how tall are these? Looks like 2.5. So this, and this all need to equals each other. And they need to be 2.5. Okay, so we're getting closer. So basically all I'm doing is defining everything. So like how tall everything is. We're going to have to put some holes in here too. That's going to be the hard part. But, okay, so from here to here is 9.5. So I'm just going to click on this radius and click this. And we're going to do diameter at 9.5. And this need to equals each other. See, so now you see how it like kind of makes itself the shape.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I need to do is center this out with this somehow. So there's a few ways I could do that, but I think what I'm going to do is just something. I'm going to click this button and it toggles construction geometry. Okay, so now all of these are blue. So when I make this line here, it won't be, since it's blue, it won't be a part of my final part. It's just there for reference.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this dot a certain length away from this 0 point, and it's going to force it into a space. I'm going to do 50 millimeters. And then I'm going to take this line and this dot, and I'm going to do this button right here, which forces it to center around that line. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this. And what that'll do is it'll center this line to that line. So now
Nice.
all of that is now centered, and I don't really have to think about it or do anything. So now the only parts that I need to define is this line and this line, which they should equals each other. And I don't have that measurement, but I also don't think I can change anything else. So it should just be whatever it is, I think. It looks like it says it's 4.6. Let's verify that with the calipers and see. I mean, it's really hard to tell. This thing is really going to be difficult. I mean, from the end of the circle is 9. 9 on that. But it's probably about right. So this should be pretty close to what we need. I don't know if I can't really do a point from there to the end. But yes, I can still adjust this. Do I have I'm trying to think of how to do this. Okay, the whole thing is 51 millimeters. So I'm going to actually do 2 more construction lines. I'm going to do one here and one here. Okay, and so the middle of this should be 25.5. So from here to here should be 25.5 millimeters. 25.5. Okay, and then from here to here should be the same, 25.5. And so basically now what we need to do is this needs to reach that line like that. And now I have 51 millimeters between these 2 lines, which is how wide the whole thing is supposed to be. So now if I define this line at what it is, it should be good. Okay, so now I have 7 things that aren't constrained that I need to constrain. So let's give this dot a distance from here. Okay, it's not gonna let me do it that way. No, stop. Okay, it's not gonna let me do that either, apparently. I don't know why I can't do like a certain distance. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I can do it from this dot to this dot. So, let's see. I need to fully constrain it.
Constraining means what?
Like holding it in place. So you see how I can move that up and down?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's do it from here and try this. So I want it to just stay where it is in space, because I'm gonna do, so what else can I move? See, like that's what's weird too, is it says it's not constrained, but I can't constrain anything else. Like nothing will move. You know, like what? Okay, this up and down, I guess. So we could constrain that to that and be 8 millimeters. I guess this to this. I don't know if the construction geometry is what it's talking about or what, because it still says 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it is. It's the construction geometry. Let's just take all 3 of these lines and push equals. Okay, never mind. It won't let me. That's what's hard about this program. I don't know if other CAD software has these issues, but this software is... It doesn't... sometimes it has these weird things like this. And so basically I'm going to try to get it all constrained because I'm going to be using other sketches that I need to be able to lock in at the same place in space. Okay, so now it turned green, so it's fully constrained.
Nice.
So that means that we're good. So that nothing here is going to move, which is what we want. Now the only other thing is I don't know if we should put the holes in now or if we should put the holes in later, because we need a hole here. The thing is, like, we could try to put them in now and it might work and it might mess up. Sometimes the model will break if you do certain things in this software that it doesn't like, and I'm not smart enough to know those things ahead of time. But let's just try to put the holes in later, I guess. So let's close that. So now we have our part, and now what we're going to do is go to pad, which is this button up here. And so this sketch and then this pad, so that's going to make it a 3D situation, right? So, and we want that to be, let's see, about 6 millimeters. So we'll pad it to 6, and then we won't worry about anything. We won't worry about filleting or anything like that right now, or chamfering. So we're just gonna leave it like that, and then basically now what I need to do is I need to round these edges, and I need to put 5 holes in it. Okay, so let's do the holes first, I guess. So now what I'm going to do is make another sketch. So I'm going to find my sketch here. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on a different plane, on the XY plane here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize my 0 point, which is 50 millimeters over, and I'm going to do another construction line and base my holes off of that. So I'm going to make a deal there, and this from here needs to be, this is a construction line, it needs to be 50 millimeters. So that's going to be my center point of my model. I need to go back to my other sketch to figure out what my center point is up and down. So I'm going to go to model and then back to this pad and open up the other sketch and figure out. I think these holes, that's another thing. I don't know if these holes are centered. Well, they're not centered in the thing. So I need to put a new hole that's centered. So how far away am I up and down on these? How did I constrain my up and down? Or did I? So the bottom of this thing from here is what? 12.32. Oh, I constrained the top of it right here to 20 millimeters. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. So the top of the model is 20 millimeters down, and the whole model, we don't have that. Let me see. The model is it's 8 millimeters. So our center point is going to be 16 millimeters. So we'll close that, go back to our other sketch. And basically we're going to make another blue line through here. That's going to be 16 millimeters from there. See, and that will center it. Now the problem is that these holes are not centered. And so what I'm actually going to do before we do that is I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to define this point in space. So we're going to see that point is 17.07 millimeters up. Okay, so 17.07. I don't have it. And then this one should also be the same. And then the distance from here to here is what? 29.26. And the distance from this point to here, because these aren't centered holes, so I have to figure out where they are. 70.74. Okay, so cancel that, close that, open this, and then we're going to start drawing holes in these spots. So I'm actually going to mute this pad by clicking on it and pushing spacebar. So it didn't go away, but I just made it disappear. And then we're going to draw some circles. So turn off the construction geometry. Oh, what happened? Select edges from sketch. I don't understand what that means. Select edges from sketch. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it was giving me that. We're gonna make 5 holes. So they kind of need to be something like this. Okay, so this hole from this edge needs to be 29.26. And then from here to here needs to be 17.07.
So you put the holes in there based on the construction lines from your sketch that you had up there.
Well, these holes are the holes I need.
Right. So are you putting them in your design right now? It's not up there.
So like you missed that part. So
sorry.
It's right here, but I just muted it.
Oh, okay.
So that it kind of, because the problem with this program is when I take this and put it here, it disappears.
Right.
So now I don't know where that circle is.
I see.
So I need to go to this pad and mute it for a second.
But it's within the lines that you constrained it to.
Yeah. So
That's
so that pad is going to stay there, and I know where it is.
Nice.
So what I've done is I've made this blue line in reference to the same blue line that I made in the other sketch.
Right.
And so that both those blue lines are in the same place in space,
Right.
in our imaginary space here, right? Yeah. So that way these holes will match up with that part exactly.
Nice.
This is where you can overcomplicate this or undercomplicate this or whatever. I mean, there's probably a million ways you could do this. So there's no actual defined things. But now I know where these circles go, so I'm starting with them. So I know that this circle needs to be a certain length. Oh, come on. Okay, this line and this dot, that needs to be 70.74. Okay, and then from here, so that means that I'm wide on my circles. I think this actually needs to be on this line because that one is centered. This dot and this line, this is my center hole. So that needs to be there. Why is that still there?
No, it's not.
Looks like it might be a glitch. So from there to there needs to be 17.07. Now the thing is that these two circles are not centered in my thing.
Right.
So yeah, you see how that other circle disappeared? It was a glitch. I don't know why it was there. And so this is Freeecad. So this software is free, and it's made by volunteers, basically. So, you know, they're doing a good job, but some things.
Because you still have to update it and all that stuff, right?
What do you mean?
They still have to update it, even though it's.
Well, yeah, they have to build it. So they built all this,
right.
you know, and it's awesome that they do that for people like me, because I don't have a lot of money to pay for this stuff to, you know, build RC parts with. It's not like I'm changing the world here, you know. So I mean, it's like I have to work with what I got. Okay, so now what we need to do is define the rest of the holes. So so these are all 3 millimeter in diameter. So we can do that there. See, so they're on 3 now. And then we need to know that this one is lower than these two. Are these two centered? I actually think the lines, I can just constrain that dot to there. And look, it's glitching again on for us. Okay. We'll hope that stops soon. So it needs to be something like this. So now we need to figure out how far over these holes are. Like, I guess from the edge or what. I might need to make 3 more blue lines to figure that out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. So if I push this button and then I come back to here, I should be able to make these lines right here. And then they need to be 25. We'll go from there to there is, okay, why can't I do a distance though? It's 25.5 to get back to our 51. So same thing here, from here to here, 25.5. Okay, so this should be our edges. And then I think these holes are 4 millimeters. Oh, I have it at 3.5. So let's go back to our diameter, 3.5 millimeters. Okay, so this from here to the edge, we need to figure out how far that is. So basically, it's around, it says 12, so we'll say 12.5. So this is the edge of our model, and this dot need to be, okay, let's try this one.
You ate all those cashews, huh?
Yeah, why?
What the hell? I barely even got to have any.
Well,
I was looking for them.
It's been a week. It's not like I ate them all in one day. You had a week to eat them. Why didn't you buy more? We had a whole grocery day in between. You could have bought more.
Because I thought there was some already.
You're getting all mad at me about it.
Because I wanted some. I was looking for them. I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, so theoretically, this should be hopefully where our holes are. It looks like these two holes should be about 8 millimeters apart. This one and this one. Let me see if it will let me see that. Okay, so we're pretty close. It's about 8. I have 7.9 on my calipers, but it's really hard to measure the center of holes. So, I mean, I don't know if this is correct. I might have to do a test print to see, but it sort of looks right. And that's the thing about stuff like this, is you just never know. Okay, we need to figure out how high this one is, though. So we still have 9 things to constrain. And obviously, like, I don't know if we can just make all these 3 lines the same length. We can push equals and then define one of them, if that would be a better way of getting the constraints down or not. If we just put that they need to be 3 millimeters from there. I don't know if this will work either. Because I want this to be fully constrained too, so it doesn't move at all. Okay, we still have 3. There's one here. And I can't really see the others. That shouldn't move. That shouldn't move. Can't move that. Can't move that. Oh, it's these. So that we can make this a certain length. And then we can still move it back and forth. So then constrain it from here to here. At whatever. And now we're down to 1, which is this one here. And I don't know how to figure that out. So if our center point is 16, how far off are we from, I don't know how far off the offset is. The center of that hole to the center. I mean, it might be like 1 millimeter. Like it's like a 1 millimeter difference. The center of the hole to the bottom looks like about 4 millimeters. And the center of this hole to the bottom looks like about 3 millimeters. So I'm going to say it's maybe like a 1 millimeter difference. Which means I'm guessing this, so this dot and this line needs to be 15. Okay, I think that's my holes. So now I push close. And I have just a bunch of holes in space. Nice. So now what I'm going to do is put the pad back up. And now this, so I'm looking at the bottom of it, but I don't have any holes yet. That's just a sketch, right?
Okay.
So now what I'm going to do is do something different called a pocket. And this is going to take away, well, maybe it would if it would. Let's click on the sketch this time and try it. Oh no, it's messed up. The model is broken.
You broke it?
I don't know. Let's try reloading it. Sometimes weird stuff like this happens. So what we could do is actually, let's try to pad it. I'm just going to push save. And let's try to pad it or pocket it and see what happens. If we just push OK, what happens? Yeah, so let's go Control Z and then let's close this model and see what happens and reopen it again in a minute. I don't know why it's doing that, why it can't figure out the pad. Usually it doesn't do that. So now let's just open that back up here. Oh yeah, it's totally broken. I don't know if I can like reload it or can I delete this pad? It's still totally broken. What happened to this sketch? Okay, I don't know. I'm trying things here. Okay, so let's just try to pad that. Okay, so we have it. What was that padded to? Let's try to reload it. 6 millimeters. So now if we try to pocket that, what happens? What?
I'm just looking up those fat bomb recipes. I don't know, I need to get more fat in my diet. I think I'm struggling to get the fat. I'm freaking drinking heavy cream in my coffee every day and it's not enough fat.
Really?
For the keto, yeah.
I mean, like what happens if you don't have enough fat?
I don't know. I think it's a necessity to hit your fat, but I just haven't been hitting. I'm like way over in my protein.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of like what else I can have that's...
Okay, there we go. So we have it now. Now, the problem with this is that I don't know that I want to make it as small as they did. So I think what I'm going to do before we go any further is come back into this sketch and make this bigger. Like let's say 15 millimeters. How does that screw things up here? Looks like it screws things up a lot. Why does that? Why can't that? I guess that can't be. Why can't I undo? There we go. Okay, we'll figure that out a different way in a minute here. Because I want to put more plastic around this. We'll just keep making this part. Okay, so now what I need to do is pad off these parts because they need to actually be round in. These aren't square. They have a round bit here. So let's go to here and do a new sketch. And we'll put it on the XZ plane. And what I need to draw now is a polyline that's going to go like this. It's going to start here, go over to here, and then it's going to go up like this, somewhere in here. And then curve around to like this or something, and then down to here. Okay, so it's about something like that. So it's 5.5 millimeters from this point to this point. So how do we get that? If we make this what? The radius of that is about 2.8. Let's not do diameter. How do I change it to radius? Constrain radius. So 2.8. What does that do to our thing? I probably can't make that smaller, can I? Okay, so it must not be 2.8 then, because it needs to be the... Oh wait, am I doing the right thing? I think it's supposed to be this. Yeah, it's supposed to be those lines. Okay, so that makes more sense. So it's probably a little bigger than 2.8, according to this, so... And then I need to make these straight up and down. This one straight up and down. Okay, it already has that. So the problem is it's too tall. I wonder if these are too wide. If I constrain these too wide. Probably need to go back and redo them because it looks like they need to be whatever this thing is. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. And then how big does this make this? 4.8 millimeters. So if we close that and go back into this one. This one's 6 millimeters. I have it at 5.8 here and 5.2 tall. So let's make this 5.8. See how that messes up our model. Then we need to add to this one or to the other one. Let's see, 20.1 to that one. And then this one, 4.79. I think that should get us there to add our parts back in. And then let's go back to the sketch. And make this 2.8 again. I think this distance, yeah, that's why this distance needs to be shorter. Because from the top of this to the bottom of that needs to be 5.3. So 2.8, 5.3 minus 2.8, what is that?
talking to me?
Yeah. 5.8 minus 5.3. So 53 minus 28 is what? Quick maths. 25?
We need Declan.
Is it 25? Let me see. I'll have to actually use the calculator for this because I can't think right now. 53 minus 28 is 25. Okay, so this distance needs to be 2.5. So theoretically, that's the size. And then this one needs to be 5.8. Why? What are you conflicting with then? This one? Okay, that's what we're going with then. Actually, we need to make this one 2.4 to account for that. All right?
Right.
Good.
Yep.
Can I copy all those lines and control V them, or does that work? No. Guess not. Because I need to just remake all of this now. So I don't know how far away from here it needs to be. Let's say 34 and see what that does. Nope. Okay, so now we need to do that again over here. So another polyline. We go up. I just realized that I might be doing this wrong. Because this needs to take away. This needs to take this part away, not add this part. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out. So, what was our distance? I think it was 20.1. So that's good. Okay, what are these? So 2.4. Let's pull all these down because we're gonna need them here. This one's. So do the radius of that as 2.9. And then 2.4, this length and this length should equals. And then this length is 2.4. Okay, so now it's fully constrained, except it's not fat enough. How come this one's fat enough, but this one isn't? I need to go back to our other sketch, figure out what happened, because this is still 6, and it's supposed to be 5.8, because we changed it. Close. Go back to this sketch. Now does it line up? Yep, now it lines up. Okay, so now the issue is that these are supposed to be deductive. So can I somehow... I don't think I can do this the way that I'm thinking. So I wanted to take away the opposite. So I think I actually have to go back into this sketch and do this differently. Now we know that they're all defined. We can go back to our polyline and just click here and go up to here and then across here, right? And then back down to here. And then what we do is make sure this is flat, like this, and define this length 5.8. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be confused because what I'm gonna do now is I have to delete these because I did this wrong. So I'm going to do this little button right here, I think, is trim edge. And it will just delete that line and that line and that line. Because we don't actually want those. We want this. So let's define these. Okay, and define this. And then I want to make sure it stays there. So let's define this from here to there at where it is at 2.4, and then from here to here at that. Okay, what else do we have to constrain? This one, okay, that one's constrained. Looks like it's fully constrained. I think. I can't move anything, right? So now let's do the same thing over here to make a new polyline. And then we'll delete these. And then this line 3.67, and then this one should be 5.8. It's like, yeah, it's already 5.8. I don't know why it won't let me constrain that. Okay, so is this fully constrained? No, it's not. For some reason I can still move this line because it won't let me constrain the other line. Okay, what does that mean? How come I can move those? Maybe this dot from here. Oops.
I think I want to lay down on this couch over here for a little bit.
Going to sleep already?
Just until it's time to go.
Time to go where?
I don't know. What time do time to wake up to go.
Oh, to go riding?
Uh-huh.
Time is it 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll just pad it out there.
I don't have anything to contribute, and I'm just want to doze, I think, while you're talking with your gentle, low voice.
With myself.
It's making me sleepy with yourself and all of the internet.
Okay, this needs to be 2.72 pocketed in. Is that what I have? All right, well, good luck.
You too.
I have 2.5 as that length, so whatever. Let's go to this pocket and go 2.5 millimeters. Okay, and then we'll need to move the attachment point position on the Z up to a little bit more. So minus 10, no, not minus 10, so maybe like minus 9.9, no, 9.8, no, 9.7 gets us pretty close. Yeah, there it is. Oh, there's still a little line right there. So minus 9.6 will get us there, but let's try that. There we go. So it might have see, there's just a teeny little raised area there. Let's go 9.69. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know what kind of weird freaking lengths I have going on here, but They should more or less work. Like, I think those two things aren't totally necessary. They just kind of locate the thing. So I don't even know if they're going to be right anyways, you know. Okay, now there's one more dimension on this thing that we need to do. Shooting out of here is another plate that kind of goes underneath the differential, and there's screws that go up this way. So we need to make that now. And it looks like it's what? It's going to be 1 millimeter and about, well, 12 millimeters long, I guess. So let's see. Yeah. So we need to make another sketch. And we need to put it on this plane here, like this. And it's just going to shoot that way. So I guess we'll just start it here, even though it will go inside there. It goes up there like that, and then it curves like that, and then it goes over here, curves again, and then it comes down to here, and then it goes over to here. I'm going to do this different. I'm going to try to just put the holes in right now too, instead of doing a pocket later. See how that goes. Sometimes it works. Okay, so we're doing something like this. Let's make this line straight. That line's already straight. This line, let's make that one straight. Okay, I don't know how to define these radiuses, but let's just make them equals each other at least. I don't know that we really need to define them. So from this length, they will define themselves, I think. So from here to here, it's going to be 31.6. So from this dot to this dot, it's 31.6. Okay, so that should be pretty much the outside of these if we've gotten close. It looks like we have. These might be off a little. If they don't fit, I'll just get the Dremel out and kind of grind them off until they fit. I'm not going to get that, close. I'm going to get close enough and drill until it works, and then maybe I'll adjust the model after. But chances are this part is going to get broken immediately after I print it. Because what I'm doing with this car is I'm sending enough jumps. The way I broke this is I had it like 5 or 6 feet in the air, and then it landed right on the back wheel, which busted out this support here. And I almost think this part's not going to work anyways, because I don't think I have enough meat right here. Now what I am going to do is print this in TPU, so it's going to be soft, so it will be able to hopefully take the impact and then bounce back, essentially. We printed a knuckle for another car we have, and first we printed it in PLA and it broke immediately, and then I printed it in TPU and it's been working ever since. So it looks like these holes are 6 millimeters from the side and 4 millimeters from the top. I don't know why that stopped working. I swear, like, sometimes that distance button works and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know why. But whatever, we'll do it this way, I guess. And then these need to be about how big? Are they 3 millimeters too? Yeah, it looks like they're going to be 3 or 3.5 too. We'll just do 3.5 just to make it easier, I guess. In case they're a little oversized, the thing will still go in there. So 1.75 radius should give us our 3 millimeters. Okay, what's our constraints here? This radius is what? Just say it is what it... Oh, why then? Why is that invalid? Is it just this? We don't need to do the radius, we just need to do whatever distance this is. So if we just... Can we just do this? Will that get both of them done? If we just say... Nope. It's like, nope, I don't know what you're doing with your weird calculations. Still says 2. Okay, we need to define how long this thing is. Which is going to be 12.7. So from here to here, oops, no, from there to there needs to be 12.7. Alright, close that out. We can actually mute this sketch now too, we don't need that anymore. Okay, so what this needs to do is we're going to have to move the attachment point up because it needs to be at the bottom of there. Which, why is the bottom of this in such a weird place? Like what's from here to here? What is that? 12.2. So why am I on a 0.2? So 12 minus 12.2. I don't know why I did that. It's alright though. Okay, so and then this will pad upwards 1 millimeter. You know, so I'm not really sure like what this is gonna do. We probably need to reverse it. You know, as far as the actual thing goes, I'm not really sure if this is gonna do what it's supposed to do. It doesn't look right. I don't know. I might have to shave and adjust this thing. So that hole should be 8.79 from the edge. Let's push OK on this. Go back to the sketch. Because from here to here should be 8.79. It's pretty close. It's probably just because I made them big. I don't know. It might also be because I think I made this whole situation taller, because it's not 6, but that's what I did was 6. It's like, well, it says 5.75 from there to there. I mean, I guess it looks right. I don't know. I know I made these holes bigger. That might be what's messing with my eye here. But okay, so now what we could do is like chamfer the end off here. We could chamfer. I know these screw holes need to be chamfered, so maybe we should just do that. Hold control click these. Are these ones too? No, those ones are not, because the pin goes into there. Actually, we do need to add some caps for these so that the pin doesn't slide out of that hole. But so let's wait. Let's not chamfer those yet. Let's add another sketch. So we will do a new sketch on this one. And let's go to the other side here, because it will be on this side. And we're just going to make a hole there and a hole there, basically. So they need to be centered into here. I guess we might as well go to the other side, because that's how they're... I don't know why it does that, why it can't be on the top. Okay, we can go back to our original dimensions for this though, because that from that needs to be 70.74, because I have these written down. From here to here needs to be 17.07. And then this one from here to here needs to be 17.07. And then from here to here needs to be, what, 29.26. And then we just need to figure out how big we want them. It looks like probably this one would be the right size, or close to it. So let's radius that one. So let's say 3.5. And then this just equals them. And then, so now they're fully constrained. Let's close that sketch. Put this pad back out here. Looks like they are in the right spot, so we just need to pad that out. Reverse it, and then we just need them to be like, I don't know, 1 millimeter or something. Just caps, right? Just caps the hole off. And then, so that, yeah. Okay, let's chamfer these holes, because they use a chamfered screw. Just click the chamfer button, and I don't even know what kind of millimeters. I mean, that actually looks pretty good. Will it do a 2 millimeter? No, it won't. 1.5? No. A 1? Can we go back to, no, it won't even do 1. Okay, no, it did 1. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be a 1. So that's basically the whole part. I mean, as best as I can draw it, and I'll try, PETG and maybe TP. I'm gonna try TPU, but I don't know if I'm gonna run out of it. I might have to buy more. But I have a lot of PETG, which I think is supposed to be a lot stronger. I'm just gonna print a bunch of them, and I mean, it's 3 screws to put a new one of these on. If I was doing that, every 5 minutes of breaking the thing, I don't know. There's aluminum versions of these that you can buy for this car, but they're like $50, and all you get is this piece and then another one almost exactly like it for the front of the differential, and that's so expensive. I mean, the whole car was, and like I knew what I was doing. What I did is I bought like these cheap versions off of Amazon, and they're pretty fast and they're fun to drive, but they're kind of wanky and obviously cheaply built, and they're gonna break. And the whole point of these cars was to do this, was to 3D print new parts for them as I break them, and purposefully break them. And so that's what I'm doing. But there you go. I mean, I think it looks pretty much like my old part. It's very similar. I mean, we'll find out when I print it and see how far off I am on all these holes. But who knew? You could just draw whatever you want and then 3D print it into the world. But so hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, I guess put them in the comments or whatever, and subscribe for more. I do a lot of gaming on this channel, but I'm also doing Freeecad occasionally. It's just whatever. Like right now we're on a screen break, so I can't do any entertainment screens. So I'm just going to do this, and then in a minute I'm going to play drums. I don't know how she's going to sleep over there while I'm drumming. What time is it anyway? 6:23. I don't know. Maybe I'll wake her up with my drums. So, yeah. Well, hopefully this helped, and thanks for watching. Bye.